You know, the internet is a weird and strange place. And there's all types of shit on the internet. But one thing on the internet that's captivated a lot of people's attention is a conspiracy theory. Now, this isn't your ordinary type of conspiracy theory. It's one that involves extraterrestrials and lizard-like creatures. Now, follow along because it gets a little stranger. These lizard-like creatures apparently consume dead babies in pizza parlors. If you're not familiar with this bonkers conspiracy theory, it's called QAnon, and it started in roughly 2017 when yours truly, the lunatic from Mar-a-Lago, was in office. Some have speculated that the lunatic from Mar-a-Lago himself is the mysterious and anonymous Q. I think, and I can't know this for sure, but I think it's artificial intelligence. A bot, so to speak. Programmed by humans. Created by humans. In order to bring in a fascist cult-like leader to maintain through militaristic violence the complete imprisonment, torture, and subjugation of all non-white people in America. That's what I think the design apparatus of QAnon was created for. A backdoor way to recreate slavery in America again. Now you say, that's a far-fetched conspiracy. It is indeed. But it's a conspiracy just like QAnon. Certain people are going to believe my conspiracy. Certain people are going to believe QAnon. It is what it is. You know why I think the way I do it? It's based off of what gets publicized by the followers of QAnon. I don't really read all of the boards. I listen to the followers who do read and believe everything. And there's a certain way everyone who's hooked up in that movement chronicalizes and shares their belief. Notice that in 2017, you had the Unite the Right rally in Charlottesville, Virginia, where they were protesting the removal of the Confederate statue. And you saw the Ku Klux Klan, along with the Proud Boys, Oath Keepers, 3%ers, Patriot Front, all gathered together, chanting racist, anti-Semitic chants all throughout the night. So when one says it has nothing to do with race, you must be deaf and you missed the chance at Charlottesville. Seemed like it had a lot to do with race by those chants. And then there was the violence. You remember Alex Fields Jr. drove his vehicle full speed into the crowd of counter-protesters, murdering Heather Heyer in broad daylight. We often sometimes hear the narrative that they're not violent. They just don't want violence committed upon them. But if you think about it, time and time again, they're the wackos committing the violence. Whether it's walking into a grocery store in Buffalo and murdering elderly senior citizen black people, whether it's Timothy McVeigh and what he did to the Monroe building, whether it's the Bundy Ranch folks pointing weapons at government officers, you see and have witnessed the violence. And it's only sadly going to increase. The Tree of Life Synagogue, he made clear what type of sickness he had inside of him. And these QAnon people, they've made clear too just how sick they are. Did you read the story the other day? It was in the news. The husband just murdered his wife. And then he went and shot his eldest daughter, attempting to murder her. He got into a shootout with the police, and the police ended up killing him. Apparently, the younger daughter said that her father had become increasingly radicalized by a conspiracy theory known as QAnon. She said it got far worse after the 2020 election, when the lunatic from Mar-a-Lago was spreading the big lie about having the election stolen. She said that derangement, arguments, tangents, and complete bonkers behavior only grew worse and worse as time wore on. To the point where 2 years later, yesterday, he murdered his own wife and tried to murder his eldest daughter because they wouldn't believe that Donald Trump was trying to save the world from lizard-like creatures eating babies. It's sad to say, but it's a reality that these individuals are completely dangerous. And they're cloaking racism inside of insane conspiracy theories. Because it serves their ultimate purpose. If they would come out and just say, I don't like black people, I don't like Jewish people, then you would be able to say, oh, they're completely racist. Go back underneath your rock. But if you come up with some outlandish, crazy, bonkers-like conspiracy theory that's really sophisticated and driven by artificial intelligence and maybe military intelligence, all open source information, and continue to decimate that online and pick up weak individuals who already have racist tendencies towards certain ethnic groups. Then you can commit atrocities and claim that you're a righteous patriot defending children from monsters. Now this is nothing new, because racists have always said that black people are not human, have always said that Jewish people are not human. Now, for added context, they're saying everyone is a lizard who eats babies, and they're trying to save the babies. You get what I'm saying? None of this is new. They just added another layer to mask their true intentions, which it seems like is ethnic cleansing. I mean, what the summation, people don't talk about, what the summation of QAnon really is ethnic cleansing. It's exactly what Adolf Hitler was doing. To a T. with the I dotted. You can't just come out and say, I'm for ethnic cleansing. So you have to have a justification for it. Your justification is, these people who I don't like are pedophiles. These people who I don't like eat children. Therefore, I'm saving babies. You heard the old saying, the last refuge of a scoundrel is the children. Adolf Hitler did the same thing. Talked about the depravity of the society. That's justification for his ethnic cleansing camps. This is exactly what they're doing online with QAnon. Full stop. You have to be able to call a thing a thing. People get so delved up and involved in the founders and developers of something. And whilst that's interesting, and I do have my suspicions as who I think is involved, it really doesn't matter. Because this is a theme that's gone back to the founding of our country. When people were told and said to be 3/5 of a human. This is nothing new. It's just been presented in a newer format for a newer audience. It's highly dangerous and highly contagious. You know, it merges political with racism. And there's always been this merger with politics and racism in America. That's nothing new. But what QAnon comes along and does, it says, well, this is solely political. Only this political side or party is doing this. And only this political side and party is doing that. Now, who believes that? You're going to really tell me that senators and Congress members don't know about their own fellow senators and Congress members' activities? I mean, you don't have to be a best friend, but you're going to know something about that. But if you're a self-serving individual, such as the lunatic from Mar-a-Lago was, you see something like this going on the internet, and you grab hold to it, because it can help you. If you're the one being, well, the hero in the story, you're going to use it to your fullest advantage. To remain in power forever. It was just recently reported by the New York Times journalist Maggie Haberman that he told White House aides, "I'm not leaving." He called the RNC chairwoman and told her, "I'm not leaving. Why should I?" Complete dictatorial detachment from reality. Oh yeah, he used QAnon. Of course. If it made him look like he was the good guy, the hero of the story, yeah, I'm gonna use it. Because enough people believe in it. And they'll be willing to do anything to keep me in office. It's perfect. If you have a dictatorial nature and other people have a cult-like nature, you're going to use the cultists to feed into your dictatorship. That's what it is. It's a cult with a lunatic who's the dictator. That's all 45, the lunatic from Mar-a-Lago, is. But that's not what QAnon is. QAnon was just using the lunatic from Mar-a-Lago. It was a beneficial agreement. Both sides could get what they wanted. The lunatic from Mar-a-Lago gets to stay in office for life. And the QAnon folks, they get slavery again. He said, "Make America great again." And then the Speaker of the House, Nancy Pelosi, said, "No, that's not what it is. It's make America white again." Well, how do you make America white again, is my question, without ethnic cleansing? People have been over here for centuries. If they were going to go back, they would have gone back by now. He was going to do the same thing Adolf Hitler was going to do. And that's why we came out and stopped him at all costs. Because we knew he was a fascist. I'm glad Alyssa Griffin Ferret has come to that determination. But her father runs a white nationalist website, a very popular one. So I think that was very difficult, the omission for her to make, that Donald Trump is a fascist. It wasn't difficult for anyone living under Donald Trump. Look, I'm gonna be frank. I don't start shit. If people start shit, I'm gonna finish the shit. You let those son of a bitches come outside. And I'm gonna come outside. And you're gonna wish I had stayed inside.